Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today I am bringing you my July TBR. So, I have seen a lot of people doing MTBRs or MBRs, which is like maybe to be read, might read, whatever. This is probably more in that vein, if I'm honest, than a full TBR. But I'm going to go through some books. My plan for this month is to finish books that I have started. I don't think I've got all of them here. There is no way I've got all of them here, but I've got like four or five that I've already started previously that I want to finish, and you will be shocked by none of them, probably, if I'm completely honest, because why would you be? It is me and I'm chaotic. But I did want to tell you about a readathon that is happening in the SFF Oasis this month. So in the month of July, the whole month, the SFF Oasis have got this amazing readathon happening. It's the first one they've ever done, which is very, very cool. I am going to dip in and out, I think. I'm not too sure. We'll see what I read and I'll see if it fits the prompts. So what they have done is they have made a bingo board, which I will insert here for you so you can see, and it has got a load of prompts. I don't really know how many it's got off the top of my head, but there are 4 around the corners that are team specific, and every prompt you can only read one book for, so there's no doubling up, which is the only thing which I'm not 1000% on, because I really like doubling up on prompts, but that's just me personally. Like the Whateverathon board, you could use the same book for up to 3 prompts. Really like that aspect. But you can do this board however you want. I have got it down here so I can kind of see it, but it's got really fun prompts like a cover set in the 80s, set in an oasis, a sci-fi fantasy with horror elements, loads of different things, and you can choose your team. So I have chosen to be on Team Wyvern, and the prompt for me is Wyvern or Dragon, which is on the top right hand corner if you're looking at the board. And I think I don't really know which way I'm going to go, really. Whether I'm just going to concentrate on doing one bingo. That's all I'm going to concentrate on, which is 5 prompts. We'll see how we go. So now let's go into the books that I have to read this month, because I have to read them. And then we'll go into a book that I want to read, and then we'll go into the books that I've started that I want to carry on. So to start with the books I have to read this month, I have to listen to The Name of All Things by Jen Lyons. That is book 2 in the It's All About Fantasy reading club read-along that I'm hosting with Lisa and Kate. The Twitter is always linked down below. Make sure you check it out. Come and join us. If you've already read the first book, read both books this month. Whatever you want to do. The live show will have already happened for The Ruin of Kings. That will be over on Lisa's channel. If you want to go back and watch it, you're more than welcome to. It hasn't happened yet as I film this, but I'm sure it's going to be a very good time, and I'm really looking forward to it. So make sure you go and check that out. So I'll definitely be doing that. I have decided that I'm going to listen to the whole series, I think, because the narratives that they had for the first book were fantastic and I really enjoyed it. I can't tell you anything about the second book because obviously that gives away stuff from the first book. Also, I don't want to know, so I'm not going to do that. And then the other 2 books that I need to read this month are The Book of Gothel by Mary McMine, because this comes out at the end of July, so I plan to read this within the first 2 weeks, and obviously have a review ready to go up because I did request this arc, and I want to make sure that that is up for the author to help them with their sales or algorithms and whatever else it counts for. And then I also need to read The Warrior by Stephen Ryan, which comes out in August, but I won't be reading this in August at all because it is into August and I've got plans for what I'm going to read kind of for that month. So I plan to read this. This I can't tell you anything about. It's a sequel. The first book we follow Kel, who is this farmer now, but 10 years ago he travelled to the north, or the frozen north is what they call it, and he managed to slay the bad person. The name escapes me now, which is awful. But 10 years later he's called upon by the king and he's told that he has to go back again because there seems to be some more strange goings on that are coming from the frozen north. So him and like a band of unlikely heroes go and check it out, and I really enjoyed it. 4 stars, loved it. This is the sequel. It is duology. I'm waiting for my special editions to come through, which I'm very excited about. And The Book of Gothel is a retelling but set from how Mother Gothel became Mother Gothel from Tangled, and the main character in this is called Helwise, and it seems to be a villain origin story. Or villain as we know her in Tangled and Rapunzel. So maybe we'll see why she turned out the way she did. And I love a retelling and I love a villain origin story. So I feel like this is going to be a really good one for me this month. Then the one book that I just kind of want to get to this month, and if I don't, I don't. If I do, fantastic, is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, because I just keep looking at this. I read like the first couple of pages on one of my random days where I just pick up random books, and I was like, this sounds really interesting and I want to give it a go, especially because I reckon it will be very good, very prompt, from the SFF Readathon. So I would love to give this a go. It's not very long. I think it will be good fun, and I did get this sent to me by Library of Viking, so once again, thank you ever so much. So this book is about someone called Rosemary who is basically joining a ship called the Wayfarer. It seems as though to run away from problems, and it says life on board is chaotic but more or less peaceful, exactly what Rosemary wants, until the crew are offered the job of a lifetime at the chance to build a hyperspace tunnel to a distant planet. They'll earn enough money to live comfortably for years if they survive the long trip through war-torn space without endangering any of the fragile alliances that keep the galaxy peaceful. But Rosemary isn't the only person on board with secrets to hide, and the crew will soon discover that space may be vast but spaceships are very small indeed. So I think this would be a good one for me to give a chance to. Now we're on to the books that I've started that I want to finish. First one being The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas. And I'm going to pick up the other one as well, The Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas. Same series. This is short stories that I have already read, so it doesn't really spoil me for anything at all. But I did start it in the place that it was recommended for it to start. There was a readathon happening, or a read-along happening, sorry, where I was following along, and I was really, really good, and I kept up, and then we got to the point where I missed a month, and I think I missed this month, so I read this, and then I started this, and I'm over halfway in Assassin's Blade, which is very cool, so I haven't got much more of that to go, and I'm only 66 pages into The Queen of Shadows. I'm really enjoying this series though. I love learning about the different characters. Our first book, Throne of Glass, just follows Selena, who is an assassin, and she is rescued from a slavers camp and has to compete in this trial to become the king's chosen assassin, basically. And then the rest of the series, after, I think, Crown of Midnight? Yeah, I think the sequel then goes into more perspectives, and we meet a load more characters, which I really love, and I love multiple POVs. It is always my favourite way to read. I feel like I learn so much more about the story, and you like learn why people have chosen to do things. So there are two books that I would love to finish this month. The next two you're going to shout at me for. One is Illborn by Daniel T. Jackson. I was buddy reading this with Lisa, and then life got very, very busy for me, so I put it down, and I think Lisa has put it down as well. I think she's trying to finish it this month, so that is also my plan. I want to finish this month. I am over 200, no I'm not, I'm 162 pages in. I might just need to restart this chapter maybe, or just like skim the first part of this chapter just to remember where I'm at. But I remember the premise of where I'm up to. I'm very excited. The characters are great. This is going to be such a good book. I just haven't actually finished it, which is the story of my life, to be honest. I start things and then I get distracted and then I put them down. I think it's part of my like ingrained personality. Not too sure. Please don't look too far into it. I don't want to know, but it's just what it is. I know I'm going to love this. I need to finish this. And then this is the other one you're going to shout at me for. Of Darkness and Light by Ryan Carhill. I've been reading this for months, and that is not because I'm not enjoying it. I really, really am. I have no excuse. I have no excuse. I feel awful. I got an art copy of this to review for Ryan. Didn't manage to review it in time. I actually got very sick at the end of the year, just before I was meant to be reading it. I set aside a whole week to read it. Got very sick, didn't read. No excuse, but that's what happened. The Exile is now out. Meant to review that, didn't. So I will be, hopefully, reading this and then carrying on with The Exile, reading them both this month. I'm setting myself some lofty goals this month, it seems, and then I'll be able to be completely up to date, ready to read whatever comes out next. I believe it is of War and Ruin, which I'm very excited for, which is coming out towards the end of the year. I will be on track, I will be ready to read that book, and I will be ready to put a review up for it. I promise. I actually do promise, like I'm not going to break that. So yeah. If anything, this is definitely the one I'm concentrating on the most, then Illborn. Out of the ones that I've started for a while. Then we have Flames of Mirror, which I won in a Twitter giveaway, and I kind of had a mini meltdown. If you've seen my vlog last week, if not, I'll link it up here for you. I did kind of sit and have a bit of a rant on Sunday, being like, I felt very overwhelmed at one point, saying I need to finish this because this is already out in the UK now when you watch this video. But I don't, because I didn't request the arc to read beforehand. I entered on the chance that I might win. I won. I will put a review up as soon as I finish it, but I really need to stop putting all this pressure on myself because it just makes me not want to read, and that is not fun. And the point of reading is fun. There are some things that I have to read, and there are some things that I need to enjoy, and this is one of the ones that I need to enjoy. So I will put my review up, and I will enjoy it. I'm over 200 pages. It won't take me that long to finish it, in theory, if I actually have time to sit down and concentrate. We'll see what happens. So yeah, I want to finish this. And then last book that I need to finish is one that I hadn't planned to read this month, but last night, as I'm filming this, I went, I want to read something that I haven't actually got on a TBR anywhere. So I picked up Zeroed Out by Jacob Markoff. I am very grateful for this. He sent this to me. I am enjoying it so far. It is very cool. This is about a enforcer who is kind of like, I don't know, like a bounty hunter policeman, that's the vibe I'm getting, called Zed Takeda, and he's given a job to track down a missing girl, and I think that's where it's all going to start going wrong for him. It is a thriller, it's cyberpunk, the world building is already amazing. I'm only like 16 pages in, but I can imagine everything perfectly. It is like the perfect sci-fi, sprawling metropolis vibe that I love and that I look for. It reminds me very much of Altered Carbon at the minute, as in like just the world and the main character and all that fun stuff. So I'm looking forward to actually seeing what the rest of this brings me, and I think it's going to bring me a lot of joy. The only other book that I don't have and that I need to read for this month is going to be this one, The Fury of Fate by D.W. Ross. This is the third and final book in his trilogy that he's writing, his first ever trilogy in the Onyxborn Chronicles. I have loved the other two books. I said about in the sequel, The Darkest Dusk, so the second book, the middle book, that towards like over 50% in is where he really hits his stride in my opinion. So I have such, I know this third book is going to be great, and I'm waiting for my heart to be broken, but that is the only other one that I need to read this month. So I have got I've got 3 books that I need to read, being The Book of Gothel, The Warrior, The Fury of Fates. Everything else is what I want to do. I want to finish some books, I want to enjoy, I want to cross them off my list, I want to carry on with the series, I want to experience new authors, all of that fun things. So that is kind of where we're at, and I'm hoping that July is a bit more of a calmer month for me from work, so maybe this is possible. We'll see. But there you go, that is everything for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like, really supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below of a book that you are looking forward to reading in the month of July. If you just want to leave me an emoji, not a full comment, leave me a dragon for Team Wyvern for the SFF Oasis. And if you want to see more of me, see how I get on this month, see my reading vlogs, all that fun stuff, please consider subscribing down below and ringing that notification bell to get notified every single time I upload new videos. I currently upload on a Wednesday and on a Sunday, so be sure to stick around for more bookish content from me. There is a very fun announcement coming at the end of the month, guys. Exciting and stressful for me. I hope you enjoy it, so we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, that is everything for today's video. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.